know. You know, I wonder how many people really examine their life and seek to experiment with their life. I'm not talking about you experimenting on something and then you let go, or you assume the experiment is just a temporary something that will lead to the decision making of your life, which will end up being your lifestyle. No, I'm not talking about that. Look, if you don't know or look at life as a lab, you understand? Life is a lab, and your life should be a lab rat in life. You know, we're talking about life, okay? It's being alive. So if you don't treat your life as a lab rat, what do I mean by that? I mean that if you look at the things that are happening in your life in relation to where you want to go and to the happenings of your surroundings, so that you will be able to better your life and the life of your surrounding and others in a better and forward way, then you will end up being the real lab rat, either in a science laboratory or in somebody else's lab, which is their life. So what does this mean, or why am I even talking about this? What I'm saying is, if you look at something profound that Jesus said, he said something to the apostles and to his disciples, the followers. He said, I'm not talking about the 12, I'm talking about everybody who was following him. He said, there is a lot of things that I want to tell you, but you are not ready for them now. But those are matured men. They were older men than Jesus. But listen to what he was saying. Meaning Jesus knew something that they did not. And even if he was to tell them, they would not have understood or lived by those things. So what am I saying? Or what was he saying? He was saying, look, life is in stages. Finish with this one, then you go to another. What is the meaning of finish? Finish meaning you understand and you live by. You understand? And that's why you see in economics you have something called a point of satiety. That is the point where you cannot take any more. You understand? Of the same thing that you've been taking. Maybe like for instance you've been walking under the sun and you needed water, and then you went somewhere, you got water, you drank the first cup. It's like you just want to drink the whole river. And then you took the second cup, the third cup, and now you can't even put the fourth cup, or else everything will come out. So you see, that is the balance of growth. And you should be able to identify a point where you have reached this balance, so that you start looking forward for something new, because expectation is one aspect of growth that propels growth to the direction of where growth is going. That's why you see, we've all been to school, you know, secondary school, primary school, university, high school, and all those things. Look, there are guys who just love secondary school. They don't want to leave secondary school. Those guys, they don't want to grow. That's the reality. They were just enjoying their life. Your junior brother, you will tell your junior brother about this guy when your junior brother, they were in primary school, and they grew up, get to secondary school, they came and they meet these same guys in maybe in the Form 5 or the high school, the upper 6, the lower 6. They meet them and they come back and tell you the same story of this same guy that you told them. Oh, so you have to grow. Why? Those people, they have not identified the point of living and the meaning of growth and the importance of expectation. They don't expect nothing, but they are just satisfied with that state. You cannot live your life like that. So that point that Jesus brought up is very important in terms of progress, and I think that is the only thing that our school system identifies somehow to a degree, because you see, they cannot teach what they teach in the university to those who are in the lower section of the educational system, like the grade students, or the Form 5, the Form 3, the Form 2. What we learn in the upper six, we cannot learn in detail. We can learn them, but in basic. And if you look at the primary school, they don't even talk about those things, because it's just going to confuse those people. But it's because the educational system is very impatient to prepare the mind at a lower level, because the mind of a human is able to understand whatever it is given, if it is given correctly in the pattern. That's why you see, understanding has a pattern, and everybody understands differently, but they understand the same thing. So what does that mean? What does it mean? Everybody understands the same thing in their own way. But you know where the school system failed? The school system failed to craft each and everybody's own understanding pattern to give them the information in a way that they should understand. That's why you see now people say, I'm good in mathematics, I'm not good with history, I'm good with this, I'm not good with that. But everybody is good in everything. If you say somebody is good in this and bad in this, you are telling, oh, God is somewhat not perfect. But God is perfect. You can understand anything and everything if you want. You understand? But the system has made it like that. Why? Because they are looking for simplicity, and they are looking to burn time. You will stay to burn your time, and they are also looking to reduce importance of humans. The school system is to reduce the importance of humans, because they teach you all what they know, what they've experienced, and what they want you to know, for you to go and live a life that they want you to live, because they don't want you to exploit. That is why the best people in the world today are people who did not complete this system. You see? So this is very important. What am I saying? Growth is in stages. Growth is in stages, and you can measure a growth at various stages. You cannot say, no, I'm going to wait until I grow fully, then I measure my growth. You will give up, I'm telling you. So look, the human brain, now this is where I want to go into. This is why I have been saying this. I've been saying this because I want to tell you how the human brain works, and how the human brain understands things, and how you can use these for the betterment of your life. You get that? The human brain grows and understands in stages. You see? And what you should seek to know and do is to know that this is possible, and what stages you should follow. If you look into medical science today, there is something called genome. Genome is individual genetics, how your genes react to various drugs or medicines or prescription. You see, before and even today, it's still the same, popular in everywhere, where they say if you have headache, you take a Panadol, and then you'll be fine. And everybody who has headache, they take it. Some they take it, nothing happens. Some they take it, it works. Why? Because of the genome. So the genome sequences is an individual identification on how they react towards certain drugs. So that is the same way your understanding process goes. If the school system can be able to help you understand in the pattern of which you understand everything that you should understand, then everybody will be an A student. You understand? Everyone will be an A student. The medical area, they are picking up that one now. They will work on your genomes, and then know how your genes, or how you react to various drugs, and then they concord a specific one that works for you, and then you take it. It's a guarantee that you have to be healed or get well if you take that. Not the general assumption of Panadol curing headache and all those things. So that is what you need to understand. You need to understand first that, look, understanding or growth or progress is in stages. If you are able to read 1 hour, if you read consistently for 1 hour, you will come to realize that no, I can read even faster. I can read faster. I can understand faster. I can be able to implement this knowledge now. So what I need is more. You might say, okay, now in an hour I can be able to read 10 pages. From there you go to 20 pages. From there you go to a book. You see, that is the growth of how you understand. And how does this come? It comes by you practicing. Like for instance, if you're researching, if you're studying, if you are reading, you are meditating on the right things. Your brain, the capacity of holding information needs more space. Now your brain grows to accommodate that. That is how brain muscles are being built by you. Like the best part is, if now you become that person who questions things, critical thinker. When you see something, you do not just see for its face value, you see beyond that thing. Now you start thinking critically. And if you get to that point in life, I'm telling you, there is nothing that you will see that will be the same. Do you know why everybody on earth, it seems like they are the same? Because they don't work on developing themselves. I'm talking about most like in the part of my world, like Africa. People don't work to develop themselves. They don't do that. They just grow up in a society, and then they see how the life has been lived. They just follow the pattern, and they complain like everybody else who's in that society. So it is important that you develop the understanding of things in your environment. Very important. And when you know the stage at which you are, you can seek a better level. Okay? You know, when we're in school, we see great potential, great tremendous potential amongst our friends, amongst fellow students, even those who were competing with us, and then it also seems like we were competing with them in school, those who were the best in class, and all those things. When you look at them, and also when they look at themselves, they were saying, I've made it in life. We thought school was the only thing that is important for us to go through it, and then we be integrated into the system, and then we become what we want to become based on what has been given in the system. But today, if I just look at some of the posts that some of my friends, my classmates, they are posting on social media, I wonder what they are thinking. I just look at those people that I used to see in school, you know, those guys that I have a lot of hope for them, that they will make it and they will make a difference. But today, their post says a lot about who they are. Look, you do not need to see somebody and for you to know who they are or what they are doing or the level of life at which they are. You just need to hear them talk. Okay? That is the greatest measure for you to measure somebody's how far. If you hear them talk, you will tell this person is doing great, this person is going up, this person is on a big thing, is planning, is working on something amazing that will change a lot of things in people's lives. When I look at some of them, they really lost it, you know, they really lost it. And I pray they listen, and I pray that they watch, and I pray that they can be able to find themselves back to those guys that I used to know that, you know, even though in school it was a competition, but education is not a competition, it's a collaboration so that somebody understands what they don't understand. Not that somebody fails and their failure It's rubbed all over them by everybody else to shame them of that failure. It doesn't make no sense. If you shame somebody for failing on something you did not even plan them properly for, you see, and now you culture the others to laugh at them. That is how the educational system is, mostly in primary school and junior secondary school, where if somebody answered the wrong thing, it's the laughter. But there is no wrong answer, just that the dumb system and the people who have been trained to run this system, like the teachers, they've made it that way also, because they do not know themselves. So it's a messed up thing which has to be fixed. We're looking into a way where the curriculum that we are developing in our institution will be able to assist schools and educational systems, because we are not a school. Sorry for saying our school. We are not a school. We are a learning institute where we transfer knowledge. We do not seek to complete curriculum. That is why our curriculum, it is designed totally different from the normal curriculum that are there in schools and even in high institutions, because it is an implementational type of curriculum. Yeah, if you want to get a glimpse, you can come and see the way we teach. People, they are free. Even in their houses, they are not as free as they are in our campus. And that is the environment that you have to create. You have to create such environment so that the mind will be able to operate freely, to think freely. When you tell somebody there is no wrong answer and it's an interactive class, you don't need to be shy here. You have to express yourself. You have to answer questions. You have to think on something and say something about it, so that we know your level, and also you will know your level when you come in contact with this thing in the future. You know where you are and where you are at the moment, where you were and where you are at the moment. So it's totally different, and this has to go across. It's important, very important. And growth is inevitable, okay? It's inevitable. You can craft it or you can let it craft you. Either way, you have to grow. Remember, when I say grow or growth is a movement to a direction. So now when I'm talking about a positive growth, now I'm looking at the growth that is going forward in the direction of what it wants to achieve. So when I say growth, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about a movement forward. I'm talking about a movement. It's a movement. It's either going forward, backward, sideways, right, sideways, left. So that is not what I mean. But when I'm talking about growth, it's inevitable. Yes, if you craft your growth in the line of what it has to be, based on information from others, then you are good to go. You're good to go. It might be challenging, but you are good to go. That is why you have to make a decision before you engage yourself in a movement. Because if you don't, there are a lot of challenges. Challenges does not mean negative only. There are positive challenges that will come to kick you off your goal. But if you have made a decision, that is why I will come back to our program. Before you even start your course in our program, you have to write down your mission and vision statement, stating what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. Then you present it to us. We guide you on how you have to go on that. Why we are doing this is because we want that when you're done with our program, we will be training you in line of what you want to achieve, and also connecting you with the people who will add value to you. And also, these will help you to be able to not get distracted on the way. For instance, you meet an opportunity that is so good that it's going to take you off your goal. Would you go for it? Meaning you have no value for your growth or for your goal. That is why you have to decide before you move on with us. It is very important, very important, very, very important That is why you look, if you go back to our school system, you see a lot of people going through the system without knowing anything of what they have to do. These are things like the foundation class I'm talking about is something that has to be taught from primary school. To me, it has to be taught from primary school, so that your mind is cultured towards what you want. You spend less energy wasting time and more energy preparing yourself for it. And when you get to a class like in Form 4 in our school system in West Africa, Form 4, you are able to choose to go science or art, and in them you have different divisions. So before then, you'll be able to choose wisely, not following people, the crowd. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm just glad and happy and what the Holy Spirit is doing and the changes that are happening around us. They might be little, but it's change. We're talking about a rightful change.